If you've played enough ranked games, you already know this. Not everything that matters in Mobile Legends is written in the tutorial. There are a bunch of things that actually decide wins and losses, but no one really talks about them. Stuff that you just slowly learn after playing hundreds of games, getting flamed, losing because of teammates, or realizing you messed up something small that cost the whole match. In this video, we're talking about 8 unwritten rules in Mobile Legends. The little things that can seriously make you a better teammate, a smarter player, and someone people actually want to play with. Number 1. Respect role priority in draft. This rule sounds simple, but it's probably one of the most ignored things in ranked. The moment you enter draft, you can already tell how the game's going to feel. If your teammates are cooperating, respecting each other's roles, and picking smart, chances are the vibe stays positive and people play better. But the moment someone tries to force a jungler pick when they're 3rd or 4th in order, and there's already someone locked in as jungle, it creates this tension. Now you've got 2 players arguing or competing for the same farm, and that alone can ruin early game rotations. Even if you think you're better, it doesn't matter. The system shows pick order for a reason. If you're 3rd or 4th pick and the first guy already locked a role, try to fill instead. Be flexible. Not every game needs to be your comfort hero moment. Sometimes the best games are the ones where you help the team complete the comp. Maybe that means picking a roamer when nobody wants to, or taking gold lane so your teammate can jungle peacefully. Those little sacrifices make a huge difference in how the game flows, and when the draft goes smooth, the team fights better. Number 2, don't steal buffs from your jungler. This rule should be obvious by now, but every season it still happens. A mid laner or gold laner accidentally takes the red buff, or worse, walks into the jungle and grabs blue because they think they need mana. Let's break this down. Your jungler's whole rhythm, the reason they're even able to gank and carry, starts with their buffs. That red and blue aren't just jungle monsters, they're the fuel for early pressure. If you take their buff, you're not just taking a monster, you're delaying their entire timing. They might miss a level 4 spike, fail a gank, or lose turtle control. Now the enemy gets first blood, takes early gold lead, and your team is playing catch up. And yeah, maybe you're a mage and think you need mana too, but remember, you get access to more regen naturally in mid lane. Junglers don't. The smarter move is to leash it for them, help them secure it, then go straight to lane. If they get strong early, you benefit too, because fed junglers protect lanes, secure kills, and win objectives. Don't slow them down just because you're impatient. Let your jungler breathe and your whole team gets stronger. Number 3, don't spam retreat when you're dead. We've all been there. You get picked off in a bad rotation or mistimed engagement, and now you're staring at the death screen. Your team's still fighting, and you panic, so you start spamming retreat like it's your only lifeline. But the truth is, that spam doesn't help. It just clutters the screen, adds stress, and can cause your teammates to hesitate at the worst moment. When you're dead, your visibility is limited. You're seeing part of the map, but not everything. Your teammates might actually have a plan you can't see, like baiting an enemy, turning the fight, or relying on an upcoming ult. That spam you're throwing out might distract them, make them doubt themselves, and cost them a chance to pull off a clutch. 1 calm and clear ping is enough, or maybe 2. Beyond that, it's just noise. And let's be real, it can feel passive-aggressive. Like you're saying, you're throwing without me. That's not the energy your team needs when they're under pressure. Focus instead on cooldowns. Think about your next item, your next power spike. Watch for enemy positioning and use that death time to prep mentally. Because in a few seconds, you're back. And what matters more than the past fight is how ready you are for the next one. Number 4. Don't farm while your team is fighting. This one's huge, especially in solo. We've all had that teammate who's off clearing top lane while the rest of the team is fighting a 4v5 at Lord. And sure, maybe their logic is I'm scaling, or I'll split push while you distract them. But more often than not, that decision ends in disaster, because team fights aren't just about who's stronger, they're about numbers. One missing member shifts everything. A team with 5 people, even if slightly behind, can outplay 4 players easily, especially with the right chain CC or surprise ult. When you decide to farm during a fight, you're choosing your gold over your team's momentum. And even if you get a turret, you've still lost a team fight, given up Lord, and probably sacrificed map control. That's not a good trade. The real value? Showing up. Sometimes you don't even need to do much. Just being present adds pressure. The enemy backs off when they see 5. They hesitate, they split their focus. That alone can help your team win a fight or secure an objective. So the rule is simple: if you see your teammates gathering for a big objective, drop what you're doing. Whether you're one item behind or not warmed up, rotate. Even dying with your team is better than farming solo while the game slips away. Prioritize presence over gold, because late game, it's not farm that wins, it's synergy. Number 5. Don't lock meta heroes if you can't play them. It happens almost every draft. Someone sees the latest patch notes or a TikTok clip of Joy, Hayabusa, or Fanny wiping an entire team with a flashy combo, and boom, they lock it in. Problem is, they don't actually know how to use the hero. They just saw a highlight reel and thought, I can do that too. But Mobile Legends isn't about theory. It's about execution. If you don't know the muscle memory, the limits, the cooldown windows, the right item timing, you're not playing a meta pick, you're just a feeding. With a popular hero, the enemy team loves it when you lock in a strong hero you can't control. You're basically giving them a free win. There's this idea in ranked that picking OP heroes automatically means you'll win, but it doesn't work like that. Meta doesn't mean auto win. Meta just means effective in the current patch if used properly. If you've only played that hero twice, or if you're still figuring out their combos in Classic, ranked is not the place to test them. Your teammates are counting on you to pick something stable, something reliable, and more importantly, something you actually understand. Number 6, learn when to back off. This right here is probably one of the biggest skill gaps between high rank players and those stuck in low ranks. Knowing when to stop. Not knowing when to go in. Everyone wants to dive, everyone wants to chase, but knowing when to back off, when to hold back, that's real game sense. There's a moment in every fight where it's better to walk away than to chase a kill. Great players see the big picture. They know when a fight is over, even when the enemy is still alive. They trust that walking away is better than overstaying. They understand things like death timers, map control, and power spikes. You don't need to win every fight. Sometimes just trading evenly and backing off safely is the smarter move. Number 7, don't trash talk in all chat. This one's easy to ignore, especially in the heat of the moment. You get a nice outplay or the enemy makes a mistake and your fingers itch to type something in all chat. Maybe a question mark or a GG easy or some sarcastic line. But the truth is that one message can ruin your whole mindset, not because the enemy is hurt by it, but because now you're distracted. Silence is power. When you stay quiet, you stay composed. You're not giving away emotion, not showing if you're ahead or behind. You're just playing like a pro. And that gets in people's heads more than anything you could type. Let your gameplay do the flexing. Let your smart rotations and clean teamfights speak louder than any EZ. Number 8. Never surrender until the XOR falls. This one's close to my heart because I've been in too many games where someone gives up at the 7-minute mark. Maybe the score is 4-12. Maybe the enemy got the first Lord, and people start typing GG or spamming the surrender vote. But here's what most players don't realize. Mobile Legends is a game of moments. One fight, one bait, one Lord steal, one misplay by the enemy, and everything can flip. I've seen games where our base was exposed, we were down 10k gold, but we turned it around with a single 5-man wipe. I've defended high ground with just 2 players, stalled the game, and come back to win because we stayed calm. And yeah, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes you lose. But the point is, you won't know unless you fight until the very last second. You don't need to be perfect, but if you follow these, even just a few of them, you'll start to feel a shift in how your games go. Teammates might not tilt as much. You might win more even when you're behind, and even when you lose, you'll know it wasn't because you played dumb, it was just the game. That's the kind of player people respect. Thanks for watching, I hope you learned something, and please don't forget to subscribe, thank you so much.